this week have any special significance? Is it something that you've been circling on the calendar for a while?
Honestly, not really. It'll be good to get back there and see some old guys, some old faces. But it's football. Football's football, and go out there and do my job and try to help our team win the ball game.
When the 49ers would come to Seattle, they obviously haven't won since 2011, and the rivalry was a lot different back then. What was the level like in that locker room? I mean, Pete always the one-game seasons, but was there ever extra intensity at division rival, obviously, and just the streak you guys had?
Honestly, not really. It was every game's championship opportunity kind of deal. Mm-hmm. One game at a time. That's the thing that allows you to play at a high level and not really worry about who the opponent is.
How do you reflect on the way things ended in Seattle?
It's unfortunate. Everything has to come to an end, though, at some point. It's just unfortunate that it had to come to an end the way they did. But, it is what it is.
Richard, this isn't what you signed up for. I mean, everybody seemed to think that the 49ers and Seahawks were now, after last season, going in opposite directions. Are you surprised that they're doing as well as they are? We know you're surprised that the 49ers aren't better, but...
not really. I mean, they're 6-5. It's not like they're 8-1 or 12-1. If they were bad, I'd be very surprised. But, kind of middle of the road. They're fighting in every game. They won some close ones. They've lost some close ones. Kind of expect that.
Richard, you know that NFL can be a very unsentimental business, but I think you expressed some surprise that the Seahawks, for lack of a better term, got rid of you.
Yeah, you just expect after you've done so much for a franchise that they wouldn't cut you while you're hurt. It's kind of more of a respect thing than anything, but they did, so you got to kind of roll with the business.
But you've seen other guys, the same happen to other guys. Did you think just because what you contributed to that organization maybe?
They rarely ever cut anybody while they were hurt. And so we hadn't honestly seen that very often.
He said yesterday to us that he felt like you guys were kept in the loop and you were kept in the loop. Were you? Did you feel that way? Did you feel like
100%? 100%. Yeah, open communication all the time.
But what he said wasn't comforting in any way, or what?
Comforting. Comforting and what you expect are two different things. I mean, football is not really a comforting game, and the business of football isn't a comforting thing. So it's just very matter of fact for business.
Obviously, you guys, it was kind of a special place and time there, what you had, particularly in that secondary. With the rules going the way they are, and you've been outspoken about that, of course, do you feel like we'll ever see something like that again?
I have no idea. I don't think the league really wants that or cares to have that kind of thing again. They care more for offensive football, so that's what they'll get. To have a special defensive group to play that well for so long, I think it'd be very difficult to do. Because of the style of defense you have to play and the rules in which you have to play it. I mean, most of those hits that Cam enforced, most of those hits that most of us gave will get you kicked out of the game now, which is crazy. I think it's going to be harder and harder for guys to make the Hall of Fame on defense. Obviously, D-line is going to be different because, they can do what they do. D-line is D-line. But in the secondary and being able to play good coverage is getting more and more difficult.
Most of this year, we haven't seen you get tested much. That changed in Tampa. How do you assess what happened in Tampa and what steps you have to take to make sure that doesn't happen again?
There's no steps you really got to take. Quarterback, moving around and creating kind of backyard football. It is what it is. When it gets to that point, you can only cover so many routes for so long. So when the quarterback's back there playing backyard football, you're going to give him some completion. So it's not like you're like, oh man, we didn't cover this play. Right, it's like most of the plays we were all over. We broke before the receiver broke, and then the receiver decides to go somewhere else. Once the quarterback starts to scramble, it's really tough to defend that at any point. And so we'll have to figure it out this week. So they'll have to contain the quarterback a little better to give us a chance to cover.
So you've seen through years what Russell is capable of doing.
Yeah, I've also seen him throw 5 picks in a game. So you see what he's capable of on both sides of it. So you understand that he can be defended. So you go out there and give your team the best shot.
Richard, what is your relationship with Russell?
I don't really have a relationship with Russell. We were teammates. We played during a very special time for the franchise.
There was I saw a story in September saying that you were among those that didn't feel like he was held to the same standard as far as, you know, you always got to compete and all that stuff. Was there some, I don't know, resentment is the word, the way he was treated as opposed to the rest of the players?
Everything I've had to say about him and that whole situation, I've already said. You know, we've obviously, it was a good time for the team, it was a good time for the organization. You know, they didn't handle some things like I felt like they should have. Other guys felt like they should have, but, you know, it is what it is at this point.
Was there one more?
Shoot.
You said, Carroll, that, you know, at the point you've been playing with him for quite some time. His message got stale. You felt the Seahawks had kind of lost their way. I think that was in relation to personnel evaluation. Do you stand by those things?
100%, 100%. I mean, you know, with the, if you just look at the draft classes we had early on, the draft classes they've had in the last 3, 4, 5 years, you know, the truth is the truth. You know, I don't have to make stuff up. People can take it how they want to. You know, it's unfortunate that things have gone the way they have.
Do you expect them to test you on Sunday?
Oh, I don't know. I hope so.
They have a new offensive coordinator. What have you seen from him? How have they changed it?
They've run the ball a little bit more. Outside of that, the plays are essentially the same as the last game. The run game is the same. They just stay more committed to it. They keep going. I mean, I've seen them run it on 3rd and 7, which is kind of crazy.
Forrest, you are guarding that ball.
Yeah. That's gonna be really fun. You know, I mean, we've played this game, you know, on opposite sides for past 10, 11 years, and I've guarded them, so it's not gonna be that much different. It's just been a little bit more of a lull in between sessions.
Do you have any idea what type of reception from the fans to expect?
No, I don't. I don't even think about it, honestly. You know, so it's a game. It's a football game. You go out there. You're at a away stadium. You know, you get the reception you get. You go out there, win a football game.
Sala was in here saying his favorite memory of you was the tip to Malcolm against the 49ers. Was that your favorite memory in that stadium? And can you take us back through that play?
I don't know. I've had some pretty good ones in that stadium. But that was a big one for the franchise, I would think. But we had some games where we came back from crazy deficits and just played through injuries and just got some games that we probably, you know, when we beat Tom the first time when nobody knew who we were, that was pretty good. But that play, I mean, it was a good play. It was one of those plays where you just stay on top, do your job, and wait for your mob game.
Did you leave Seattle feeling like there was so much more that could have been accomplished as a team?
100%. And I think, you know, once it's all said and done and everybody that's playing is done playing, I think people will be more disappointed in what could have been with such a talented group of players.
This is totally switching gears, but Sunday is my cause, my cleats. Can you talk a little bit about the Blanket Coverage Foundation and why that spoke to you?
It spoke to me. My foundation spoke to me because, you know, it's a lot of kids. Education, a lot of times the foundation for success for people at all levels, you know, all walks of life. And honestly, in the inner city and places where I'm from, I don't think kids get a fair opportunity at getting an education or further learning or just an opportunity to be successful at life in general. And so I wanted to change that. I wanted to make an impact, just give kids, you know, the tools, the pens, the pen papers, the backpacks, to be successful, to give them a chance to go to school and learn, and not be stressed and think you have to beg somebody or ask the teacher or, you know, constantly for supplies. We've also given scholarships because, you know, college is expensive, and nowadays some colleges have programs that allow kids who have parents that don't make a ton of money to get scholarships and to get free tuition, but not every school does that. So a lot of people are limited in what they can go for because they don't have the money to go to school. And I think that's unfortunate as well. I think everybody should be afforded the opportunity to go to college and to give themselves a chance at the American dream, and I don't think it's necessarily happen that way. So that's what we try to do. We try to give people a chance. We also try to help the homeless because, you know, you just hate to see people fall bad on their luck, and especially kids, you know, out on the streets, living in cars. And so we do our best to help them, especially during the holiday season, just put smiles on their faces, put blankets and do whatever else we can, feed them to make their life go easy.
The process rivalry changed over the years, but now that these aren't necessarily competing to be the best in the NFC West, the players change, coaches here have changed. How's it different?
It's different because honestly, just the dynamic of the NFC West has changed in general. It's changed a few times throughout the years. Early on, and when I first came in the league, San Fran was at the top and winning the division and went to a few NFC championships. Then in the middle of that, Seattle came up and were battling with Frisco for it. Then one crazy year, Arizona came out of nowhere and had a really good season and made it to the NFC championship. But it's just one of those things where it was a lot more, I guess, teeth to the rivalry during those middle years for a number of reasons, because there are several storylines, but since then, coaching changes have happened here, personnel changes have happened elsewhere, and the Rams have become, incredible in the division. They've been playing really good football, so I think a lot of things have just changed throughout the years.
A couple more?
Yesterday, Pete Carroll was very complimentary of you both to us, and then when he said to Seattle media, he said, obviously you had bumps in your relationship, some friction, but he characterized it very positive. If not now, do you expect that there'll be a relationship with him, through the years?
I'm sure we'll have some relationships at some point, and talk. He was a good man and a good coach, and did everything he can for that franchise, and I don't have any ill will towards him at all.
Well, one of the things that Robert said that he really enjoyed was coming in around the same time as you and watching that defense grow. Have you, I don't know if relish is the right word because it's obviously tough to go through a building process, but have you drawn on that experience as you guys are trying to do that again here?
I've drawn on some of it because you see some similarities, just the growing pains of starting playing great defense. But unfortunately, we haven't had the continuity that we had going into that year. This year we've been pretty beat up, especially in the linebacker room and the secondary. You lose 2, 3, 4 guys for the season. You lose Brock early on. You lose Rue. Malcolm's kind of been beat up. In the secondary, you lose Adrian Colbert. Then you get Jimmy to play good football down the stretch, and you lose him for the season. It's really tough to kind of build that foundation when guys are beat up that way. But guys have definitely gotten better throughout the season. And Kello's been fantastic for the past 5, 6 games and been really consistent. So we're happy about that. Tart has been consistent all season when he's been on the field, and we've been happy with what Fred has been able to do. Obviously the D-line has been intact, and they've been playing some really good football, especially in regards to the run game. So you definitely see some qualities, but we need more continuity in the back end and the linebacker room to get this chance.
How much responsibility or how much credit do you think you deserve for the spread of sort of this style of defense across the league?
Well, I don't know. I personally deserve credit. I think if you're talking about that defense that we were a part of, I think it deserves a ton of credit. Cam Chancellor innovating really the strong hook, weak hook spot in the defense, strong safety spot in general. Earl Thomas really revolutionizing the way people play the middle of the field. It's not like anybody's played it like him, but just changing the way people look at the way a middle field player can impact the game. Bobby Wagner in the middle, KJ Wright, Mike Bennett with his small pads, 270 pounds, playing 3 technique and playing end. I think he changed the way people viewed that spot. It used to be a 320-pound man spot. You can't play it at 270 or 275, and he changed that. Cliff Averill, came off the edge, just wrecking havoc. I think it changed the way people looked at the way defense can impact the game.